Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Agung Rahab from PBI2A. This time I will presentation what is the article or my analysis article, Robbie's article, sorry. The title is What is Art for? The content of the article is first, background of the article, second, method of the article, third, content, fourth, advantages and disadvantages, and fifth, conclusions. First is background. This article is talking about that art is created and has many purposes in life. This article explains in detail the purpose of the existence of art in this world. Method. Survey research method is using quantitative research methods used to obtain that data that occurred in the past or present about beliefs, behavioral characteristics, variable relationships, and to test several hypotheses about sociological and psychological variables from samples taken from certain populations. Data collection techniques by observations and research results tend to be good generalized. Third, content. For decades, Western culture has been hesitant to assign art specific values and objectives, even though it has continued to appreciate art. We, we no longer seem to be reluctant to say that. But our respect for art must be based on timeless assumptions that art is good for us. If we don't believe this, our commitment to money, time, and study makes little sense. How is art good for us? The answer is I believe art is pure. Its value lies in its ability to encourage, convert, guide, and lead us to a more prosperous life, personally and collectively, towards a better version. The, the ability of art to the impact remains a powerful source of its contemporary charm. We, we recognize that we can become pleasant, both individually and collectively. Art is valuable when it confuses or surprises us. We are especially at risk of forgetting the artificiality of certain norms. For example, it was once thought that women should not be allowed to vote and that ancient Greek studies should dominate the curriculum of English schools. It's easy to see now that these arrangements weren't inevitable. There is room for change and improvement. Therapeutic, therapeutic papers are not just another idea of the value of art. It's focused on the only area that can explain such values, the ability of art to improve our lives. The art looks like this. First, correcting that memorize. Art makes the fruits of experience memorable and reproducible. This is the mechanism that keeps our best insight in good condition and makes them obviously accessible. Second, providing hope. Art, art protects us from despair and looks for something comfortable and comforting. Third, source of divine sadness. Art reminds us of the legitimate place of sadness in a good life and recognizes our difficulties as an element of noble beings. Fourth, cleansing agent. Art very clearly embodies the essence of our superior quality. It keeps them in front of us, rebalances our nature, and helps us lead us to our highest potential. Fifth, self-awareness guide. Art helps identify what is central to life but difficult to put into words. Visual arts help us recognize ourselves. Six, a guide to the expansion of experience. Art is a very sophisticated accumulation of experience and is presented to us in a organized form. We can hear the voices of other cultures and broaden our nation or ourselves and the world. At first, a lot of art looks just like others, but it turns out that it contains ideas that we can create ourselves in a way that enriches us. Seventh, resensitizations too. Art saves us from habitually ignoring what is around us. We regain sensitivity and see what we are used to in new ways. I remember that novelty and charm are not the only solution. The idea that the value of art should be understood from therapeutic, therapeutic point of view is not new. It is the most permanent idea of art and has its roots in Aristotle's philosophical consideration of poetry and theater. In Poetics, Aristotle argued that tragic drama can change how we experience fear and pity. These are two emotions that help shape our life's experience. The work of art in the broadest sense, in the sense of Aristotle's spatial language, is to help us prosper and become integrity. In other words, you can live in difficult situation. This understanding of art has been in abeyance in recent decades, but it is, I believe, the only plausible way of thinking about art's value. Other approaches, as we have seen, must tacitly assume it, even when they deny it, to consider art from a therapeutic point of view is not to abandon profundity, but to embrace it and to return art to a central place in modern culture and modern life. Fourth, advantages and disadvantages. The advantages is art can escape stress and attention to alternative views and perspectives that are often overlooked. Art energizes and helps reminds to escape the chronic daily hassles. Art reminds people that there are still beautiful things in the world. And disadvantages of art are probably the same as those of many human creations, which can be constructive or destructive. In the case of art, it can produce positive or negative feelings and emotions. And the last is conclusion. So the conclusion that I got the point from the article is I believe that art is too fluid and emotionally complex to be given specific definitions, value, and purpose. However, I agree that art is something that gives feelings. Anything that is made with expression with the attention of evoking emotion. I don't think one can simply sum up the sensation they feel when looking at a work of art. Whether they find it therapeutic or not, it's up to themselves. Introspection and analysis to be appreciated, felt, and interpreted in many ways is beauty of art. So that's it. It's my presentation about this article. Thank you for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.